Hey everyone, this is Jamie with Southeastern Soul Tribe, and I'm here for a special for you. This reading is a little bit different than my other readings. It's going to have all the way around the zodiac in here advice for this full moon in Leo. And I am doing this with full intentions for that full moon, and we'll be releasing before that day, which is January the 25th. Now, let me start out by telling you just a little bit about the full moon in Leo. Like I said, January the 25th. It's also known as the wolf moon. It's supposed to peak at 12:54 p.m. Eastern Time. And the wolf moon, according to the Farmer's Almanac, is believed to have originated um, because of the wolves that howl during the winter months, even when they're active. Um, in other words, it's also how the wolf says basically, well, here I am. So it kind of leads us to believe, and to look into the idea around that whole thing. Knowing that the full moon happens on the 25th and understanding that that is also considered a full moon in Leo, we have to look at the characteristics of Leo. Leo in its shadow seeks external validation and attention, whether it be good or bad, just to feel important. But in its light, Leo is purely creative. Um, Expression for the express, just to express pure joy. They're not burdened by the expectation or judgment of others. So basically what that's saying is this full moon in Leo lets us look more at our ego, maybe. At the same time that the full moon is going on, Pluto is in Aquarius. Now, Aquarius, or Pluto is a planet way further out. It's kind of a universal planet, so it is going to affect society as a whole, the people around us, in big ways. Now, also, the cool thing is Leo is the opposite on the axis of the zodiac from Aquarius. So, like for instance, if your north node is in Leo and your south node is in Aquarius, you've technically been doing the Aquarius thing your whole life. You're really good at it. And you're meant to go toward that Leo energy, building up your ego, so on and so forth. But if you are a sun sign Leo, then you're meant to still be able to access back and forth between the two. That's self mastery, in and of itself, being within your sign. Just like mine is Libra Aries. Well, Leo is Leo Aquarius. But as a whole, as a community, we should be looking at the energy around those things when we come upon time periods in the atmosphere and with planet alignments that create the energy for those things to change up. So with Pluto being in Aquarius, it affects an entire civilization, essentially. Now think about that. With Leo being on the opposite side. So, and right now, the full moon in Leo, I'm looking over here. Leo squares, in Leo forms a square with Jupiter in Taurus. So that is going to make you maybe feel friction. It might urge change all of a sudden. You'll feel it. You'll feel the urge for change. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and luck. All right. Um, the ego gets really blown up in that energy. It makes you say, well, I am this. Well, you fill in the blank. It's your relationship to your career, or if you identify yourself as your relationship to your career, or basically whatever you say when somebody asks you to define yourself. I am. Who are you? I am. All right. I used to go straight into my career and being a mother. And if your career is all you're made up to be, but you always wanted to be this when you were little, and you didn't because of expectations of others. Well, this is the time of looking at that finally, the authenticity around that, because Aquarius tends to be one of those signs where they're not afraid to stand up for authenticity. In fact, they'll stand out for authenticity purposes. So those two things working together will ask you to really examine who you really want to be, who you've always wanted to be, and how it affects the others around you. If it creates a level of uh, friction or anything like that, for you not to fully step into who you are in your heart's sake, and you're letting others around you dictate who you are, communities, family ties, and expectations that have been placed upon you through time, then that's something to look at. Aquarius comes at it from a I don't give an F approach. And it's asking you in this Leo energy to maybe look at the opposite side of whatever you're standing up in at that moment. Utilizing a full moon is a great time period for us to do self-examination, to take a look at our authenticity and how that affects society, our inner circle, and familial groups. It'll affect your happiness, and your internal happiness and the ideas to change are things that are personal to us. And it's time for us to be selfish. Leo is egotistical in a lot of ways in its shadow, but ego is not to be killed because ego is important. We need ego. It gives us self-confidence. Aquariuses tend to be not as confident. And that's funny because I did an Aquarius reading yesterday and it was all about self-confidence. And today's reading for Pisces was all about that North Node, that axis. And we were looking at the same thing in Aquarius. It kept coming up in these moon cards. So what I've decided to do is a reading that is going to be around that. It's going to be broke up. They'll be time stamped here. But I want you guys to know, let me get my I got to be able to see my timestamp here when I'm doing this, so bear with me just a moment. But I'm going to go through the Zodiac, and I'm going to read for us. I'm going to start with, what month are we in right now? Okay, right now we're in Aquarius season. So we'll start with Aquarius, and we're going to go around and get advice for this full moon intention and this energy to utilize it. It's a time of release when you're going through a full moon. So we're going to look at what each zodiac sign as a collective needs to look at releasing and pull those cards. For the people that are tuning in, if you're here, possibly this will resonate with you. So let's get started and see what we're doing. The decks we're using today is the Romantic Tarot. We're going to use, I've pre-shuffled everything, and then we're going to be laying them out and pulling them. I meditated on the full moon energy and set my intentions for the January the 25th energies and how we can each utilize that. We're going to be using the island time. This is an island, I can't remember. Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides by Stephen Farmer. That's what this oracle is, because it's great advice. It all the time tells you what you need to release. And then we're going to use the Moon Energy Oracle to show us what we need to release. And so, let's get started on that. I'm going to lay these out like this. See if I can make for more room. For Aquarius. All right. For Aquarius, I get Capricorn energy. That's the devil in the upright. I get Use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get answers to your question, and communication is key. So, Capricorn energy, let's think about that. Aquarius. Capricorn energy is more about they tend to do things repetitively. It's earth energy. So, we're looking at maybe there's something within your work or some kind of attachment that you have that is hindering your ability to listen to your internal guidance. It's asking you to ground your energy because there seems to be um, an imbalance maybe in using your intellect and your intuition and communicating that. Also using Gemini energy. So it's something mercurial for you. Communicating and talking about what it is that could be blocking. So I feel like that maybe you have a block somewhere as far as your communication goes about which direction you want to take things for this full moon experience. All right. I just did a Pisces reading, so let's see what Pisces gets here. Pisces, have faith in your dreams. That is so funny because that Pisces reading I just did had everything about there was a hope and a dream that Pisces kept going for, and they were not feeling confident. The square off that they were having was their self confidence about it, or they were dealing with a lot of doubt. Yeah, this Nine of Pentacles. So over dependency on others, possibly. This Nine of Pentacles is in reverse. And it says, indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. Yes, going toward your dreams, that creative thing that you've always wanted to do, Pisces. It's you taking an inner look, and you were also requested to go on that north node. Look at your axes, the Virgo energy. It's time to go ahead and put those plans in place. That's for Pisces. Now, let's take a look at Aries. All right, Aries. There's also, let's see, it's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your overdependency on others. Look at the bigger picture, Sagittarius energy. And then Sagittarian energy is here in the reverse. So here's what I see this telling us. Aries, the other fire sign that's in the aspect here is Sagittarius. All right. Aries, you know how to utilize your fire energy. You know how to go toward it. But you're facing some kind of a block here where you may be taking hasty action. And it may be toward within relationships to other people. You may be reaching too far out and trying to include others in a plan that is supposed to be about you. So you're depending on someone else, and it's bringing an air of impatience into your life. Or the others around you, and depending on others to pull your energy forward, is creating a sense of not being optimistic about where you're going. So it's asking you to look at the bigger picture, step back for a second, pull back that Aries energy, look at it, and try to see how you can look more inward for yourself and to make those decisions coming up for yourself that need to get you in the right direction. This one I feel like is for Taurus. We're going to take this one for Taurus. And this one for Taurus. Do a walking meditation each day for the next week. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. All right. So Scorpio is on the opposite part of the axis of Taurus. Yeah. And this is telling you to look at South Node. So Taurus, you can also be a sun sign Taurus here and need to take a look at your North and South Node, or going toward that South Node, pull more of that in. Or this is telling you to focus more on the Scorpio energy. That's emotions, feelings around something. And in order to get there, you do a walking meditation each day for the next week. So it's telling you to meditate more. And this is the Eight of Wands. It's a communication card in the upright, but this is telling you to pull back communication. So maybe you're talking to others a lot about something that you want to do, or something that you want to go toward, or that you feel like pulls in your identity somehow. Your authenticity is being stifled by influence of other people, I'm hearing. So they're asking you to meditate on that thought of where you need to be in whatever it is that you are wanting to go toward. Yeah, so pull back on communication a little bit, Taurus. All right, for Gemini. Oh, Gemini, let yourself stand out and be noticed. I'm not surprised you got that. Maybe you've been holding back lately. Yeah, what do you need to release? This is the perfect time to release something. Maybe you're holding back your authentic self, and it's time to release whatever it is holding you back. Ten of Pentacles is here. Maybe you have an overdependence on money, or you're making it too much about money, when really on the inside you want to be more authentic to yourself. If you have all the stability in the world that you need, it's no better time than now to stand out. You know? And maybe that's what you need to look at. All right. That was Gemini. And we're going to Cancer. 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 Hiding over here. Stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to an outcome. Hold your vision. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to defend your hopes, your dreams, the vision that you have. Maybe somebody's been stifling that for you. This says stand up for yourself and speak your truth. You can do it respectfully, but don't attach it to an outcome. I think you've had to be very defensive in the past about something. And it's time to kind of drop those defenses. Quit even defending. You don't have to defend whatever it is that you want to be doing. You don't have to defend that. And if somebody's putting you in a position to have to defend it, then that's something that you got to get out of. So it's asking you to drop that. Stand up for yourself. Find that place of self-confidence. Pull on that Leo energy. That's a good place to start. All right, that is Cancer. Leo, it's your full moon, baby. So let's see. Leo, this is going to be this one because it's sticking out like a sore thumb, and this one because it's sticking out like a sore thumb, and this one because it's over here on top all by itself. How about that? Eight of Pentacles. This is about work for you, working on something. Accept the situation as it is rather than fighting to change it. It's about going with the flow. All right? Working on the things as they are. This manatee is making me think about, there's a place in Florida, a state park, that had an overabundance, and the water was so clear, but all the manatees had gathered over there in that place. So maybe there's something about that place in Florida that's for you with this Eight of Pentacles. Take time to breathe out the disseminating moon. So maybe this has got you, this energy of the full moon. You know, I mean, you guys should be the most comfortable in it because as a Leo, you're familiar with that Leo energy. But it's a time to ask yourself, are you working from your shadow traits or are you working from your light traits? And if that's the case, look at where you're working from. And it's time to be realistic about where things are right now. And be realistic about where you want them to be. So you're really going to have to fight your egoic side here. And you got to look at yourself, self-examination. See if you're operating, if you're balancing your axis from Aquarius energy and your Leo energy. That's something to look at for Leo. So take time to breathe out. Quit holding your breath about it. Let it out, settle down. Calm your tatas. Every little thing's going to be all right. Three little birds. Okay? All right, Virgo. Let's look at Virgo. I'm sure. Let's find an orderly card over here. This one's in nice order for Virgo. Down on the bottom. And let's find an orderly card over here. Right here's an orderly card for Virgo. And find one here. Right here. All right, what's this Virgo about? You and your loved ones are safe. With the new moon in Cancer, we just experienced that back in December. So maybe you're worried about somebody that you care about. You're overlooking some important details, so pay closer attention to what's going on. And the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Fellow Earth sign here. So maybe whatever's happening with you is happening inside of your home setting or whatever. Or maybe there's something that needs to change or be released inside the home setting. Maybe there's some details about things that happen in and around the home that are things you need to look at releasing for this full moon. The Hierophant, Taurian energy. It's also about higher levels of commitment. Where are you placing your commitments? Who's your loyalty lying with? Is it to yourself or is it to someone else? Pay close attention to what's going on. Even if you make personal decisions for yourself, your loved ones are safe either way because we all serve the same master, our higher selves. How big is your God? That's the question. All right, so that was for Virgo. How about Libra? Let's find a well-balanced card for Libra. I'll pick this one right in the center of these three that were perfect. This one for Libra. And this one right in the center for Libra. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Libra, you got that Leo card. Don't let pride get in your way. You're too enmeshed in this situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making decisions or taking action. So in other words, The Knight of Wands being in reverse is don't move too fast. You need to slow your roll, Libra. Don't be too prideful to call out what needs to be done for yourself. And you need to step back and look at the bigger picture around it. So getting too wrapped up in details will hinder you. So pull back on that energy, that flighty energy, and get more grounded about it. But don't be prideful. There is a difference between balancing pride and ego. And that's what it's asking you to do. Libra, you're all about balance, and you know how to do that. You can do that. All right, let's look at Scorpio. Scorpio here. Scorpio and Scorpio. All right. Scorpio, it says, believe in the impossible with the blue moon. You get the cheetah card. Get clear on your intentions. Stay focused and move quickly to achieve your goal. And you get the Fool. Yes. So this is about not standing still and being quiet like Scorpios do. You've got to take a look at what might be holding you back. And I believe it's something about your belief system. It says believe in the impossible. So you're sitting there being skeptical, not thinking something is going to happen. It's time to take action on it. Just do it. Be like Mike. You know, just do it. Get clear on your intentions. Stay focused, but move quickly to achieve your goal. So it's time to move. It's time to take that action that you've been looking at taking. And no more holding back. Scorpios tend to do that. Kind of like a Pisces would do. Except for when they get ready to tell you, they'll sting you with it. Because they've just held a whole bunch of it in. So, make sure you're clear about it, but go ahead and do it. All right. Sagittarius. I'm feeling this one for Sagittarius. And this one for Sagittarius. And this one. Sagittarius, you're too fragmented, so do whatever it takes to get grounded. All right, so your fire energy is wide open right now, and it's asking you to get your feet on the ground. A win-win outcome is forecast. That is a full moon in Libra, so maybe you need to look at your relationships, grounding your relationships, and yes, I believe that's the truth with the Queen of Pentacles here. Maybe some Virgo, Libra energy. Sagittarius, maybe you're torn up. The thing here is balancing and grounding relationships by creating a stable foundation and not getting all up in your head about it. Not being too impulsive, but taking a look. You have an idea of what you want going forward and how you want it to be. So now's the time to take a look at that and put a plan in action or make plans. That's how you get grounded. And we're to Capricorn. This is the last one, right? So where's Capricorn on here? This one, and this one. Capricorn, a new start is coming. Let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. In the Queen of Cups reversed. So I think you're dealing with an overwhelm of emotion, quite possibly, Capricorn. Or someone else is being so emotional and you're just losing feeling for it. And it's asking you to forgive and have compassion. Whatever has happened, it's happened. because a new start is coming. So in order to create the new thing that you want to create, you have to release the negativity around the old thing. That's what it's saying. Recognize your emotions around it, or lack of, and try to look at compassion and forgiveness, even if you're not feeling very loving towards someone or something right now. And that's the thing. All right. So, guys, that is the advice for each and every one of you for this full moon. And I hope that this has helped you to have a little more insight on what you need to do. Why not start it off in the very first month? You made your New Year's resolutions. Now double check them and see if that's really where you want to be. It's an innovative time of change. Pluto and Aquarius. So you'll look back on this reading maybe by the end of the year if you're on this path, and to see what your thoughts are, start journaling. Do it. I challenge you to that. Do something new. Step out of the box. Something different than you may have never done before. Now's the time to get started. I'm wearing the shirt today for Guts, Grits, and Lipstick. Old Dolly Parton. In celebration also of her and my father's birthday. January the 19th was that day. And I just love Dolly. I'm from Tennessee. We're from the same area. That's why we sound alike. Me and Dolly. Anyway, until we talk again, I hope the best for this Leo full moon for you. It means a lot to me in 2024. Love and light, guys. Mwah.